Failing infrastructure, rundown houses, and worn-out buildings. These are the obstacles families are facing as they renovate an entire town.
But perhaps no obstacle will be as difficult or as welcoming as the 150 people who live there. Photojournalist Bob Donnelly and reporter Bryant Somerville take us back to Kilbourne.
To see positive change, you first have to bring everyone to the table. Everyone has a voice, an opinion, a concern. The second thing you need to do, understand what you're up against.
And we quickly realized that the reason that nobody could run a business here is because there's no infrastructure.
When Josh Schoitzo and his business partners decided to give a facelift to Kilbourne, a small 150-people town in Delaware County, issues they found were almost immediate. Many places had no sewage, stormwater systems were bad, there were no parking lots, even things like gas and electric were tricky, all thanks to zoning that was written in the early 1900s.
And so it took us working with hand in hand with the county engineers, with Delaware County, with our township commissioners, to come out here and walk around, and they've been very easy to work with.
I can't imagine there's been many instances where stuff like this comes across your desk.
No, this was actually a really unique project.
Bob Lamb is the Delaware County Economic Development Director. After the initial shock of such an ambitious goal wore off, he says the county was on board, backing the vision that was built and put in motion by the people.
I think the impressive aspect of all this was how much effort Josh and his team put into just working with the local community to make it happen.
Lamb says that vision, financially, economically, socially, worked for the county. So much so, it allocated $250,000 in city development block money to help reposition infrastructure in the Kilbourne area.
How much money?
Currently, we have about $800,000 of our own money invested.
A lot of money that no doubt comes with it. A lot of worry, a lot of second guessing.
We have that moment on a weekly basis, I would say, and have since the very beginning. Was there ever a point in the last 2 years where you thought, maybe this is more than I bargained for?
Yeah, I mean, I think we have those fears and concerns on a weekly basis.
Getting over the doubt, the financial responsibility, the infrastructure woes, led to the hurdle of the people.
I mean, they were skeptical of us, as they should be, but
we took our time with that process.
Concerns that were thrown out were noise and traffic, things that new businesses would surely bring.
I think some of those major concerns that people have is that this has been a quiet, abandoned town for decades.
Schoitzo says in 2 years there were several town halls, allowing people to come in, hear ideas, share plans, and furthermore, change those plans based off of feedback received. The people,
I'm Bob.
The heart of this project. I actually became aware of Bob Ebright when I was talking to Garrett and Nate. His entrance, well, it demanded attention.
What is he riding on?
That would be a motorized bar stool.
That's a bar stool.
Yep, a motorized bar stool.
I get a lot of looks from a lot of people.
Yep.
Including, unfortunately, the police.
Ebright has lived in Kilbourne 25 years. His wife, 35 years.
I mean, this was like a ghost town.
At first, he says he had his doubts about renovation, but now...
Let's start seeing what they're really all about. These guys they're for real.
He's encouraged.
I applaud them all the way, 100%. They're doing a great job.
The same goes for Ruth Ann Harrell.
I was born at this house, and I lived here for 10 years.
The town's old bed and breakfast, where riders on horseback would lay their head after a long day's travel, that's where she lived.
And these were probably the best memories of my life in Kilbourne.
Her old home, now one of the buildings looking to be renovated. She remembers it, the sights, the smells, years ago. Memories reflected on every broken window, every inch of rust on a tin roof, every flake of paint that has fallen.
These houses that they've got are so old. They've got a lot of work ahead of them to bring them back.
Still, though, she's hopeful for that same feel, that same small town, the farmers, the way of life she once knew.
I always remember the old Kilbourne, but this is the way things are going nowadays, and I think that Kilbourne really appreciates what's going on here.
That's what's going on here. Not taking anything out, but putting back in what has already labeled Kilbourne as home for so many.
This whole project is more than just owning and developing some buildings. We're really trying to build a place that's really special for the people that live here.
Just off State Route 521, you'll find the Kilbourne Market, the first of many buildings to be upgraded. And on most summer Friday nights, as the sun sets on local farmers' cornfields, a celebration. A celebration of times past, of times yet to come. A celebration of hardship and triumph.
If you could go back 2 years, knowing what we know now, would you still do it?
Yeah, absolutely.
A celebration of being here.
Yeah, welcome to Kilbourne.
Welcome to Kilbourne, where the table is made, and you're always welcome. With photojournalist Bob Donnelly, Bryant Somerville, 10 TV News.
Well, this story was shot back in August and early September. The COVID-19 pandemic has slowed the progress, but families are hopeful to get back to work when they can.